Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to part 1 of 100 facts to make you sound smarter. Let's see if I can actually make you sound a bit smarter, shall we? If the Great Wall of China were to be built today, how much would it cost? It's certainly not an easy calculation. The Great Wall of China is over 10,000 miles long. To be precise, it stretches for 21,196.8 kilometers. Its construction spanned 2,500 years across many dynasties, and the cost of construction undoubtedly varied across these different periods. However, if we take the section of the wall built during the Ming Dynasty from the 14th to 17th centuries as a benchmark and apply modern calculation methods, we can arrive at a reasonable estimate. The Ming Dynasty, spanning from 1368 to 1644, was the last dynasty in Chinese history to actively construct the Great Wall. The Ming Dynasty wall is 8,151.8 kilometers long, including the most well-known sections at Badaling and Mutianyu near modern-day Beijing. Based on the actual dimensions of the Great Wall, an average height of 7.8 meters, a base width of 6.5 meters, and a top width of 5.8 meters, Chinese engineers have calculated that each meter of wall required 6,000 bricks, 7 cubic meters of mortar, 30 workers, and 5 days of labor for a total cost of approximately $9,000 US dollars. Therefore, the total cost of the entire Ming Dynasty wall is 8,850 meters multiplied by $9,000, equaling $79 to $62 billion US dollars. However, the Great Wall isn't just a continuous wall. Along its length, there is a watchtower every 300 to 500 meters. Let's assume there are 2 watchtowers per 1,000 meters of wall. That means there are 17,704 watchtowers along the 8,851.8 kilometers. Estimating each watchtower costs around $3,000. That brings the total cost of the watchtowers to around $53 million US dollars. Another significant expense in the construction of the wall was the passes. There are nearly 1,000 passes along the wall, the most famous being Shanhaiguan, Juyongguan, and Yumen Pass. The total cost for these 1,000 passes is estimated by Chinese engineers to be around $15 billion US dollars. So the total cost for nearly 8,900 kilometers of the Ming Dynasty's Great Wall, if constructed in the 21st century, would be around 80 plus 0.053 plus 15, equaling approximately $95 billion US dollars. However, the actual cost could be much higher. Firstly, $95 billion US dollars only covers the cost of replicating the Ming Dynasty section of the wall. The total length of the Great Wall is nearly 2,200 kilometers. If the entire wall were built using the same specifications, the cost would rise to $227 billion US dollars, which is a truly staggering amount. With a cost of $227 billion US dollars, not including land acquisition and site clearance costs, which ancient feudal governments didn't have to pay, the Great Wall of China, if it were built in the 21st century, would truly be a colossal project. To put it into perspective, with the money used to build the Great Wall, you could copy and paste 7 Three Gorges dams, 12 Hong Kong, Zhuhai, Macau bridges, or 151 Burj Khalifas, the tallest building in the world. If Qin Shi Huang were to rise from his grave and hear the 2024 price quote for the Great Wall, he would probably climb right back in. The image of a chef in restaurants is usually characterized by a white hat with quite a few pleats or folds. A traditional chef's hat has exactly 100 pleats, according to Bet, a long-standing American food and entertainment magazine. The 100 pleats on a chef's hat are said to represent, guess what? 100 ways to cook an egg. Wow! Indonesia is the largest archipelago in the world. The country is made up of 5 major islands: Sumatra, Java, Sulawesi, most of Borneo, and New Guinea, the largest island in the southern hemisphere and the second largest in the world after Greenland, with an area of 785,753 square kilometers, which is more than twice the land area of the United Kingdom. In addition, Indonesia has a truly staggering collection of medium and small islands, with at least 17,508 islands that have been counted by the Indonesian government. If you were to spend just one day visiting each island, it would take you 48 years to check in at all of Indonesia's islands. Chili peppers are a type of plant whose fruits have a spicy taste, or rather a painful sensation if you've been watching VR for long enough. Scientists believe that spiciness is used by these plants as a defense mechanism against fruit-eating animals. Because in the mind of a chili plant, what animal would want to eat something that makes people's faces red sweat and tear up, right? Very clever. Yet, ironically for them, humans eat chilies precisely because of their spiciness. Moreover, humans aren't the only animals that like to eat chilies. Chinese scientists have recently discovered that tree shrews also eat chilies. Not only that, but they possess an impressive ability to eat chilies. Impressive in that while humans use chilies as a spice, meaning they eat them in small amounts, mainly to add flavor, spicy plants are a part of the daily diet of these tree shrews. However, unlike humans who can tolerate spiciness through practice, tree shrews can eat chilies because they possess a genetic mutation that makes their bodies less sensitive to capsaicin, the spicy compound in chilies. More specifically, we feel spiciness when we eat chilies because capsaicin creates a burning sensation in any tissue it comes into contact with. The mutation makes the pain receptors on the tongues and throats of these tree shrews less sensitive, meaning they basically feel less pain, or rather, less spiciness, when they eat chilies. Imagine what it would be like to be that mutated. The black marlin is the fastest fish in the world. They have been recorded pulling fishing lines at speeds of around 80 miles per hour, or nearly 129 kilometers per hour. Although they swim very fast, it is thought this particular species would struggle with any sort of French kissing without accidentally poking someone's eyes out. Conversely, seahorses, despite being able to flap their, fins at speeds of up to 50 times per second, are still considered to be the slowest swimming fish in the world. This is largely due to the unfortunate ratio between the size of their bodies and fins, their less than hydrodynamic shape, and the fact they do not look like they were born to swim. Specifically, the dwarf seahorse, Idiotropicus lemnitzeriae, can achieve a maximum speed of, listen to this, 0.0015 kilometers per hour, which is only 1.5 meters per hour, with 180,000 fin strokes of sheer hard work. One of VOC's specialties that many viewers dislike is that we often post videos during meal times and also like to talk about subjects that are taboo during meals, such as poo and wee. However, poo doesn't always have to ruin your appetite. Just look at the poo of koalas. They have a cubic shape, and the color is similar to chocolate or an overbaked cake, making them look so cute and delicious, don't you think? I haven't been able to hold it in for a long time now. Everyone knows that squirrels have the habit of burying nuts in the ground to store them for the winter, but not everyone knows that millions of trees have been inadvertently planted because squirrels sometimes forget where they hid the nuts. Add one for the squirrels. Butterflies don't just taste food with their feet. The taste receptors on their feet are also 200 times stronger than the taste buds in your and my mouths. When a butterfly lands on a branch, it's actually investigating whether the tree is edible, and if so, whether it's delicious. It is the same when it lands on you. Although if they accidentally land on something nasty, that would be quite disgusting, wouldn't it? You've just watched part 10 of 100 Facts to Make You Sound Smarter, brought to you by Brainpop Universe. Honestly, do you feel any smarter? If you like this new video series, remember to like and share it enthusiastically. As always, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to always receive notifications when there's a new video. For now, goodbye and see you next time.